Welcome back to a review of the weekend races. Now, this weekend races were not that interesting for me to do two separate reviews, one for Saturday and one for Sunday. So I'm going to amalgamate both days into one. So let's kick off by looking at Saturday races and then talk about the entire weekend as one collective. So on Saturday, the day got underway with the Real Identity winning by 13 lengths. On the day, Dixie Breeze was a little whisper, a whisper in the breeze, that he has some use, but he doesn't like the gate hasn't been properly schooled as yet. When this Dixie Breeze return, he should be able to win. Also of note in this race one is the Real Identity winning the 5-year-old maiden race in a decent time for 5-year-old maiden, 117 and 4, after being way at the back of the field, probably about 10 lengths at the back of the field, and then winning by 30 lengths. This Real Identity, just like the Hot Dancer, will also win at non-winners of 2 5-year-olds. So that will be a back-to-back win for the connection. Race number 2 went to Social Mischief. In that event, Global Machine went way down the track. That was a surprise, but I did tip Social Mischief to beat Global Machine. On the day, I heard a lot of persons saying that Global Machine was a banker, just didn't see it. Social Mischief was my banker. Race number 3 saw Moneybox being scratched, and then Blitzstrike winning. Blitzstrike ended up being the favorite for all those who had Moneybox. Race number 4, though, very interesting. Magical Mood walked out of the gate. And then with one shake, Ryan Lewis made one shake. And then in an instant, Magical Mood magically appeared at the front. And then went on to win by probably about 7 or 8. The official website said by a nose, but it wasn't by a nose. It was by 8 or 9, somewhere in that distance. The talking point from that race, though, was Ponamita being disqualified and placed out of the race for interfering with John P. and King Ear. That was blatant, to say the least. So, nothing there to carry pitchfork for the Stewarts for. Race number 5 went to Best Daughter-in-Law with Wesley Henry winning at 4-5 over Bella Bella, Stone Cold Exacta that returned $550. I tipped that Exacta. Also, I tipped the trifecta as well, $884. Now, Best Daughter-in-Law was rumored toward work 47 and also won in a time of 47. So that one did well. In race number 6, that was the problematic race. Heard somebody telling me that that race was an all race, press the R button. But I told him it was an 8-horse race, and so said, so down. It was a wide open race. Rock them won ahead of Princess Catalia, then Uncle Peck. Wide open race, in my opinion, but not everybody saw it that way. I knew somebody who bank rock them. I must say, sir, you're a genius. Race number 7 went to King's Crown, ahead of Tiffany Blue. Race number 8, though, is the one that sent many punters tearing up their pick 6 ticket. Fearless Mission defeated H2O. Fearless Mission with Raddesh Roman winning by all of 13 and a quarter lengths in a time of 158 and 4. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this H2O horse was said to be a special horse of youth. What's going on here? What's going on here? Being beaten by 13 and a half lengths to a 158 and 4? Whoa, I must say I'm very surprised. Maybe this H2O horse is not as good as we have been led to believe. Share the light. 1. In the dark, ahead of Reading Buzz, Fearless Soul, Divine Force. I want to say in the dark, I'm making joke about the fact that the live feed went down. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to see this race live. Anyway, that was Saturday. Saturday, the final pick six paid 400,000. So congratulations to those who caught it. And I believe someone caught it with as low as $720. So congratulations to that person. Sunday began with a bangarang. Richie Shakes ahead of Alive. And then people coming at Robert Aladdin once again. Come on, folks. Give Robert Aladdin a break. Race number 2. Run Julie Run. Ran 1 in 157 flat. Not the best of times. Inspired Force was all the way in halfway tree when the field came to King Street and ran all the way down from halfway tree to pass out a lot of horses and almost caught Run Julie Run before they reached down King Street, down to the Kingston Harbor. Inspired Force, I was surprised because I was like, Inspired Force, what's going on, Inspired Force? Why so far back? And then, boom, the engine was released and the entire V8 kicked in. And with one move, trust me, Inspired Force, if that one was going 10 furlong, Inspired Force would have won by probably 20 legs. Number 3, race number 3 was won by Burn Notice, fit also in races. Nothing more to say there. And in race number 4, the Baba Nunes stake. Baba Nunes won with Lingis ahead of Baba Nunes, Brahma Bull. Then third went to Baba Nunes, Enthusiasm. And fourth went to Baba Nunes, Easy Money. And of course, we know Papi Uso is not that advanced at this stage. So seventh also went to Baba Nunes in the Baba Nunes stake. Silver Fox on the day, now in race number 5, was rumored to be a can't lose racehorse. Someone messaged me and said they will take Poison if Silver Fox lost. And I said, in an hospital race, you're going to take Poison if Silver Fox loses? Anyway, that person is a brave one. Silver Fox almost lost to Millennium Star. So that person almost took Poison. Millennium Star running from out of nowhere to run down the field. If this race was going 5 furlong straight, there would have been a lot of weeping and mourning for the almost everybody in Jamaica that caught the pick 5. Race number 6 went to another mission. Another mission, winning very easily. Successful Man was an unsuccessful man down in 6. Race number 7 though, Midnight Galaxy. I tipped that one to be 4th. 3rd with Cleopatra Queen coming out of the race. Although with Cleopatra Queen coming out of the race, I went back and I read this one over. And Midnight Galaxy was alone speed. The thing though, why me, Michael Caine, and a few others did not tip Midnight Galaxy to win is that, based on past record, Midnight Galaxy has been tipped to win on so many occasions. We were wondering if Midnight Galaxy is the new Asafa Powell. Well, Midnight Galaxy won off the TV, and based on that run, Midnight Galaxy should also beat non-winners of three. Although there are some 4-year-olds in non-winners of three that may have something to say about that, including the likes of Galloping Devolaz and company, who will have something to say about that. But this one should go up to non-winners of non-winners of three, 4-year-olds and win. So just like the 1 horse on Saturday, I expect Midnight Galaxy to do a quick one too. Race number 8, Lockdown, won in the Stewart Room, ahead of Dan Quessy. That disqualification was consistent with the other disqualifications we have seen so far. So we now know what the standards are for disqualification. Pretty Sassy came out on her face and still ran down horses to be third. If that one had gotten a clean break, that one would have won the race, but that's how it goes. Race number 9, Sonogram came flying on, beating the also flying Pineapple. Galloping de la Voz was prominent in that race and showing that it can also sprint. Galloping de la Voz is one I expect to beat this grade next time out, unless it's up against Midnight Galaxy or some other horse that I'm not remembering at this time. Race number 10, won by Brampton Alex. Wilson was a disappointment. Brampton Alex, as I said in the preview, was a fit horse, and I always say that fit horses win races. Now, what jumped out at me this weekend was no win for Wayne DeCosta. Wayne DeCosta lost on H2O and lost again with Alive. When I said lost on, he's not the jockey, but yeah, lost with H2O. Then he lost with Alive. And that is expected, because if you don't have any water, you can't be alive. What a bangarang when Richie Shakes flew past Alive to win the first event. A lot of punters were enthusiastic, but thankfully none of them was a rebel, because all of us was on a money mission. Now, all jokes aside, the winners for the weekend was, of course, Baba Nunes for extending his lead in the Trainers' Championship. Raddesh for also extending his lead in the Trainers' Championship. Now, Wesley Henry, who rode on Friday in Florida, came down here, and he also won 3 races over the weekend, just like Raddesh Roman. Wesley Henry, if he sticks around, in no time, in my opinion, will be in the top 5 leading jockeys before the year is done. Shane Ellis doesn't look as if he's interested in a Titles Championship. Robert Aladdin is not consistent enough. And the Apprentice, Suko, and Shakes, very talented young men, but they are not ready for a title championship this year. They'll be coming good though. I must say that I am very, very impressed by these 2 apprentices. And if I was looking jockeys as an owner, the first direction I would turn would be Richie Shakes and Tajay Suko, for the claiming, of course, because you want your horses to be as light as possible. So I'll be looking to Richie Shakes and Tajay Sukkah. But there are other apprentices who can hold their own. Struggle is one of those who can hold his own. Demar Williams can hold his own. And there are other few who are doing okay. And of course, we all saw it in the last race of the year last year when out of the blues, 3 apprentices won on the final day to deny Tevin Foster the jockey championship. That alone shows you that if you give these young apprentices good horses to ride, they will be doing well. Anyway, we look forward to another weekend of racing. We look forward to this weekend of racing that is coming up. This weekend of racing will be interesting. I suspect that this is where Jason DaCosta will be sending out a few of his horses because this weekend he didn't send out that many horses, and those that he sent out were basically dismal. But this weekend we have a few races to look forward to. The Reggae Sprint Trophy, the Henry Jagai Trophy, among others. And remember that this Sunday is the Kingston and the Portmore. Very interesting. Let's see who is nominated for that one. So once again, this is the Print Screen channel, reminding you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And congratulations to you if you were one of the winners of yesterday race number 5, was it? At Mountaineer? Was it race number 5 at Mountaineer? That race returned $100 to win on a $100 ticket. It was race number 7. Larry Marr returned $100 on a $100 ticket. I've never seen this before, but in all fairness, I think almost everyone bet on Larry Marr. And I wouldn't be surprised if the promoters wasn't even able to take their cut from the pool. That one was ridiculous. Anyway, it was a 3-horse race at Mountaineer. Anyway, guys, peace out.